Oh, we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Comic Crunch. This is Thunder E from Board at Work, and this is a new show I'll be doing on Wednesdays. I'm not sure about the time, so I would like to get some feedback what time you guys feel is best for you. Should I move it later into the evening, say around 7 to 8 p.m. at night, or should I keep it in the afternoon? Anyway, first episode of Comic Crunch. So the whole idea of the show is to give a venue where we can really talk about comic books besides the reaction videos and things like that of some of those specific hangouts. This will be a weekly show covering all the comic book news as well as sci-fi in terms of comic book movies, TV show, sci-fi movies, sci-fi TV shows. So we'll try and cover the whole spectrum and gambit on those areas, and we might even go to just some regular action movies too, just in case. But kind of in that realm, and we'll start off with news, and then we might bring in some segments. I know I was kind of flirting around the idea of maybe doing a kind of like a throwback review of some older TV shows or older comic book movies. But anyway, I digress. We'll try and make it a 30-minute show, pretty short, not as long as the weekly, which we have on Saturdays. So anyway, let's go ahead and start off with the very first news of the week. Not really of the week. It's news has gone on for a couple of, since last week, I believe. And this has to do with Zack Snyder statements on Batman v Superman. So a couple of headlines went out stating that Zack Snyder says that Batman v Superman is essentially Man of Steel 2. And this is a quote from an interview he had. And it says, "I think in a way, Batman v Superman is Man of Steel 2, said Snyder. Justice League is kind of the transcendence, Knights of the Round Table type of story. It'd be interesting to think about what a standalone Superman movie might be." Yeah, that's kind of interesting. He says that. Now he goes on to say, we really have to figure out why of them. And I think we have. Music Zack Snyder of the twin Justice League films he's helming. That's one thing that's cool to me about Batman v Superman. It's all about the mythology of these two massive icons. I think that's compelling. And then he goes on to just talk more about how Dark Knight Returns kind of influenced this a little bit. And he says, I don't know that. I thought about it in terms of, but if you told me I might make a Justice League movie, I wouldn't think that was weird. So anyway, going back to his very first comment of saying that he thinks, in a way, Batman v Superman is Man of Steel 2. Now, previously, Zack Snyder said that Batman v Superman is not Man of Steel 2. And then initially, when they made the announcements of Batman v Superman, they said that was Man of Steel 2. So they've kind of gone back and forth. And I think it has to do with a couple of things. First of all, Zack Snyder has been interviewed and his movie's coming out in 6 months. So he's going to be saying a lot of things here or there that kind of don't make sense. Not that he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I think it's also some misdirection. I think the second thing too also is that they can't say much about Man of Steel 2 or even any movies. I mean, we've heard rumors that, and I think it's true that Ben Affleck will be, it actually came out of Ben Affleck will be doing a Batman movie, but we don't know when that's going to happen. So I think all that has to play with how Batman v Superman comes out before Warner Brothers can easily come out and say, hey, we're making a movie, And I think George Miller is going to be directing that movie and that franchise. So I think that's something that, he just kind of is holding back to see. Everyone has to see how well Batman v Superman does next March, but I think there will be a Man of Steel 2. I think it will come out even before we get a Cyborg or a Green Lantern movie. So that's that in terms of Batman v Superman. We do know that Ghostbusters just wrapped up, just to let you know, in Boston. So expect to see that movie sometime in 2016, as well as Captain America Civil War wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. And that's actually pretty cool because they've been talking about the trailer. There was a trailer description, very intense trailer description. You know what? I'm going to look for that and see if I can give you guys some details on the trailer description from Captain America Civil War from D23. And I'll just kind of narrate it out to you guys. Now, the other thing to mention is also that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 will begin shooting at the end of the year in Atlanta. So that's something for anyone who's interested in, in doing some extra work in that movie. It's in ATL. You can definitely go ahead, and I'm sure they'll definitely need extras for it. So it's something that, I think a lot of people find quite fun. Now, in terms of other comic books heroes that might be coming back to the big screen, Wesley Snipes has been teasing a lot of conversation with Marvel. He had mentioned this earlier, and he also just stated it again. He says, there's always a possibility, you know it. It's in Marvel's hands. They're controlling the pace and the flow with that. Conversations have been good. They see the value in it, and we see the value in it. I'm still in shape enough and fit enough to handle the role. We'll see how it goes. I don't really know what's going to happen to it yet. All I have to say is, please, Marvel, make another Blade movie. And you can really, there's so many ways you can do this. You can either have it set closer with Daredevil on that kind of level on the TV show if you want to. You can make a Blade TV show and put it on Netflix. I would be so happy, and make it R-rated. It would be so awesome if you could do that. Or you could simply make it a movie and still fit it into that Daredevil realm. And that's where that connection is. So you can have your tiers, because even in Daredevil, they kind of showed us there were tiers of superheroes. We had, Thor, Captain America, who dealt with the big things, and Daredevil dealt with the, on the street type stuff. So having Blade come in and deal with some of those supernatural things, especially when you're going to have, Doctor Strange come out, that's something, especially because vampires are not, technically in the realm of the normal. So I think that would be great. Now, there were rumors that they were thinking of a female Blade movie, or at least pushing the character forward. When I'm not sure about that, I would love to see Wesley Snipes continue with that role, at least for now, because he's in great shape, and he looks like he can still do the role. More comments from that. That would be interesting. So the outlet went on to ask Snipes, this was the Huffington Post, how he would feel if his character teamed him up with Avengers, to which he replied, that would be interesting. I know it's in the comic books. It would be interesting to see where that would place him and where he would really fit in. He's got to bite somebody. I don't know who he's going to bite. So, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that would fit well into the Avengers universe, just because Blade is such a darker character. So having that in more of like the Daredevil Netflix world there, I think would be something that will actually fit very, very well. And I think a lot of people will like that. I mean, I would too. I would definitely love to see that. So I think that's something that would be interesting to see altogether. Then some more comic book news. What else do we have for news here? I'm still trying to find the stuff I was talking about in terms of, let's see. Do we have it? No, we still don't have it. Anyway, let's talk about some TV shows. So fall season starting up soon. We know that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is starting up. I'm not a big fan of the show. I will try and watch it so I can at least cover it for this show, and at least just get some snippets, so at least I can be, can cover that. We know Gotham has started again, season 2. Now, some of the rumors in Gotham is that this is coming from Heroic Hollywood, that the Owl storyline will be, the Order of the Owl storyline will be actually introduced into Gotham, which is pretty cool, because the Order of the Owl is supposed to be a very old order that is in Gotham City. So I think that would be actually a cool storyline to add. I just don't like the addition of so many villains, and it's like villains rising, kind of pre-baby Batman type stuff, which to me just doesn't make any sense. So that part of it I am not too thrilled with in any form or fashion. So that aspect I'm not. Now, we know Flash is coming back in 2 weeks. The Flash, it looks great. Trailers are out there. They show Jay Garrick come up. It looks like they're going to showcase multiple universes. There is like an Earth 2 with this. We know Zoom is coming. We know that also Atom Smasher, more comic book villains, heroes are coming through. So which begs the question, the creators of Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl have kind of hinted about Green Lantern, and that's something that I think that could happen on the show. Now because you've kind of opened that alternate universe thing with with the Flash. So I think that's possible. But it also helps a Flash movie once that's made, or when the Flash shows up in Justice League, because if we see that there are multiple Flashes in the TV show, then it makes it easier for someone to say, well, that's a different Barry Allen, and that could definitely work well. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, going back to movies quickly, because a couple of things just popped into my head. Rumors also are that WB is considering making a Booster Gold Blue Beetle movie. This came up last week. We mentioned it in the weekly, but it's just something I wanted to throw out there. I think it would be pretty solid altogether. I do like the idea of a Blue Beetle Booster Gold TV show or movie, but I think movie. Asian John says, "What's up? What's up, Asian John?" I think it'd be a great idea. I think it'd be really cool. I think it's something that a lot of people would like. They're talking about a buddy cop show. Buddy cop movie. I keep getting show. I don't know why, but a buddy cop movie, and I think that could work for something like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Those characters are really funny. They also have a shtick that to them, so to speak. So I think a lot of people will like that, and I think also the success of Ant-Man has kind of put that into light for WB. So they're kind of thinking of probably ways to actually set it up. Even though the rumor says it's the guys from the the TV shows who are going to handle it. I'm not sure about that, but I do like the idea, and I think that's something that they would do. If they are looking to actually bring some of that lighthearted humor to it. Now, another thing in the movie universe, this now doesn't have to do necessarily with comic books, but with, of course, our sci-fi genre, is rumors that Hayden, what's his name again? Hayden Christensen, who basically played Anakin Skywalker, who became, of course, Darth Vader in the prequels, episode 1 through 3, is going to show up in episode 8. So basically, rumors that a team in the UK and soon heading to the US will begin training Hayden Christensen for Star Wars Episode 8 appearance of some sort. So which means it's going to be a flashback. We know he's dead. But we're probably looking at some flashbacks or some callback of the Force or something. We don't know here, but it'll be interesting. He wasn't everyone's greatest actor in the in the first 3 movies, but it'll be nice to see him at least come back on the big screen and do something. And I would love to see how he's used in the new Star Wars franchise, especially just bring him in there. Also, Disney's going to be re-releasing the theatrical cut of Star Wars, the original, 4, 5, and 6 in Blu-ray, not the edited versions that we've got from Lucas and all that, but the original theatrical cut will be available on Blu-ray soon. So I'm probably thinking, December for the holidays, something like that, because Disney's on the roll trying to just rake it. I say that, but I do have I have BB-8 back there. I don't know if you can see him. So I'm one of those people who basically spent money on Star Wars. Now, moving back to TV shows and other stuff in TV shows. So Supergirl, which is coming out on CBS, is to be out October. I'm not exactly sure when. October 26th is the premiere date. The show just had a new season reel. Now, the pilot leaked a while back. I have seen it. I'm not going to lie. I was not impressed with it. It is, pretty much the worst of all the shows they have. Now, the idea here is that Superman does exist in this world, but you never see him, and he doesn't give a crap about his cousin. So that's how I look at it anyway. She was raised by a family that Superman gave her to that family. She has a stepsister who works for the government that basically monitors alien activities. Her stepfather is Dean Cain, and Helena Slater. Helena Slater played the original Supergirl in the original Supergirl movie, which was terrible. And then Peter Fancelli plays Maxwell Lord, which is actually pretty cool that they're introducing Maxwell Lord. So we'll have to see. The sizzle reel looks a little bit better, just cut-wise, but from what I saw from the first pilot, it's going to take a lot to get the show running now. Jimmy Olsen is in the show. He actually works in the same building in a news reporting agency that she works in. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually pans out. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys, on Supergirl. If you guys have seen the pilot, or if you're something you're interested in watching, I'd love to hear that. If not, that is absolutely fine with me. We'll see how that goes. Now, in terms of other shows, of course, Arrow is coming back for its 4th season. They're trying to reconcentrate things. We've seen new images of Diggs with his new helmet and kind of like Magneto gear altogether. And also, Arrow has a new outfit as well as a new command center in there. And so that will be interesting to see. Hopefully they bring the storylines better together. The show I'm really interested in seeing is Legends of Tomorrow, which has that kind of time traveling team that, of course, Arrow and Flash will show up once in a while. But that constitutes Rip Hunter. It constitutes Captain Cold, Heatwave, Black Canary, White Canary, the Atom, Hawkgirl, and I think Firestorm, or at least one half of Firestorm anyway. So we'll have to see how that works, but should be an interesting show altogether there. So that's, those are kind of some of the things that we should expect from us from this show. Again, this is the first one, trying to just kind of piece a few things together. I want to get suggestions on what you want to hear more, what do you want to see. Do you want to get like a weekly roundup of some of the comic book shows that, are out and we're watching, that kind of stuff altogether. I want to put a question out there. Who's watching Fear the Walking Dead? I've watched one episode, it was cool. I haven't had time to catch up on the last 2 episodes, but I want to get your thoughts on the show, guys. If you're watching it, let me know. And does this kind of help you fill that gap for The Walking Dead when, before it actually hits in the fall? And of course, Game of Thrones, love the show. The whole thing is, let me see, why are you not allowed to text? I have no idea, Chrome Taylor. No clue, but you can use the Q&A if you want to send me a question or a message. You post that up on the video. Oh yes, there's another thing I wanted to mention. So there is a comic book coming out. There's a trailer for it, and hopefully that trailer becomes like a miniseries or movie. It's called Raising Dion. Now, I have the link in the description there. It is one of the coolest little concepts for a comic book I've seen in a long time. It's a comic book by Daniel Liu. And the idea of Raising Dion is basically this young Black mother. She's a single mom because her husband passed away. And she's talking about how she is raising a superhero. She's raising a superhero in the city. And, this kind of reminds me of someone, I've seen a few comic books touch on this with Superman. And but the idea is how this, single mom actually raises a superhero and how she has to do so many things to raise this little guy right. Because, in the trailer, and again, check it out, it's in the description link. The boy can teleport, he has telekinesis, he can produce plasma or fire of some sort from his hands, he can turn invisible, he has all sorts of power. So having a kid like that, where you always, have to find ways to actually watch him. And she does a lot of things there. And it's a really cool trailer. Definitely check it out, because I liked what I saw from Raising Dion, and definitely support, because I definitely will be supporting the show and what they have. We have a bunch of questions here in the Q&A, starting off with Mr. Rod. Lou Rod, what's up, man? He says, Fear the Walking Dead is a fun-paced show. I liked the first episode. I did. It was pretty cool. It was some good stuff. Joseph Hampton Jr. says, Fear the Walking Dead, I'm 3 episodes in. Episode 1 was too slow. 2 had better moments, and I really like the 3rd. So I guess it's building up pretty well then for you. So that's actually cool. And thanks again. Lou Rod says, Legends of Tomorrow cast Stephanie Colosum as Valentina Vostok from Mr. Robot. I haven't seen Mr. Robot, so I'm not exactly sure. I had 2 friends. One told me it was absolutely the best show on TV, and the other one was like, forget it, this show sucks. So I may have to check out Mr. Robot anyway. But yeah, so definitely check out Raising Dion. It looked, just the clip for the comic book, it was a short that they did to announce the comic book. And I want them to make that into a show. Someone should really pick it up. I would love to see it. If that were picked up by Netflix or someone, that would be absolutely amazing. Amazon, pick it up. You need something cool. That was really cool, watching this single mom find ways to raise her boy, and this boy has powers, and he's like a little kid, so he wants to go play in the park, and mom's like, no, you can't. No powers in public, or and he gets mad, and this is one scene, you got to watch it, where he's like firing lightning, and he has like a hoodie, and he's doing Emperor Palpatine's like, die, and his mom's like, what the, stop, so definitely check it out. It was pretty cool. Mr. Robot is a great show to watch, says Mr. Lou Rod. And Tom Payne cast as Jesus on The Walking, as Jesus on The Walking Dead. Sorry, I said Jesus, because I know Jesus is not on The Walking Dead. Oh, maybe he is. I haven't read the comic book. I actually, this is funny because Walking Dead is one thing that I didn't pick up the comics when it came out, and when it first came out, first run, I just didn't. And even with the show, I just decided to go with the show rather than the comic book itself. Now, quickly, I wanted to add, does anyone watch any anime? Because I figured I'd throw some of that in there. If you do, what are you watching now? And I can tell you what I'm watching. I'm watching 2 right now, and I just found out from Sam, 1 is getting canceled. Well, because Attack on Titan isn't back anyway. But I'm watching God Eater, and God Eater is the one that is actually getting canceled, and also an anime called Gangsta. Gangsta reminds me of a newer version and slightly lighter tone than Gungrave. I was looking for the name. Gungrave was an absolutely fantastic anime about these 2 friends, Bloody Harry and all that stuff. So definitely check that out. The comic is so far better than the show. I mean, I'm sure it is, but we'll see. Dragon Ball Super. Yes, thank you. I have not watched Super. So, Lou Rod, how is Dragon Ball Super? I haven't actually had time. You know what? I'm going to just this weekend, because I need to review a bunch of tech and clear it out. Plus, because the iPhone 6 is coming, and then I'm just going to get episodes. How many episodes of Dragon Ball Super is out anyway? I'm probably guessing maybe about 4 or 5 episodes. I could be wrong, but I'm going to spend time to watch some Dragon Ball Super altogether. Now, in terms of comic book movies that are coming out, there's none coming out, none left out this year. The biggest thing is Star Wars. Episode 7, The Force Awakens. That is going to be a mega movie. That movie should probably make $2 billion plus. Just the nostalgia, the fact that most people are ready for new Star Wars, and also the fact that J.J. Abrams doing it. He's been auditioning for this for the longest time. So I don't see the movie not making $2 billion. If he doesn't make $2 billion, that's just ridiculous. It'd be like, you Star Wars fans are not doing your job. That's what it would be. But for me personally, guys, I'm a Superman fan, so I'm really excited for Batman v Superman come March. I will probably watch that movie like 1 billion times, maybe 10, not 1 billion. So, but that is something that's what I'm waiting for. It'd be interesting to see how Captain America: Civil War also plays after that. Let's see. The show so far is Battle of the Gods, told in show form. 11 episodes so far. Wow. Well, that's actually good. I like to kind of binge watch my anime anyway. So thanks, man. Thanks, Lou Rod. That's actually awesome. So that's kind of it for the show. I know I kind of went around a bunch of places, but definitely I would, so what I want to know from you guys, leave it in the comments. Let me know if you like me doing the show on Wednesday, if you want me doing a different day. I just want to get consensus. Wednesday, a good day? Is the time a good time? Do you want me to move this to say maybe 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night instead of 3 p.m.? I can do that. I can switch the times. And also, what day would you like it to be? Would you like to be on a Friday or a Wednesday? I'm thinking Friday or Wednesday, one of the two. Sean Lawrence says, are you going to New York Comic Con this year? I am going to go. I don't have a pass, but I am going to try and make my way in there somehow. I'll be there. I'll be at Comic Con. So I'm definitely going to do that. I am not going to be dressing up as anyone. The last time I actually wore any cosplay, I dressed up as Zaraki Kenpachi. Had the eye patch and everything. It was pretty cool. But I don't fit in that outfit anymore. So I don't have any outfits to wear for cosplay. If anyone's going to ask me that question, no. I'll probably just wear one of my t-shirts here and be done with. But it should be fun. I haven't been to any Comic-Con, even though I've got the ability to go to San Diego one. I really want to go to San Diego. I know it's crazy. A lot of people say it's crazy, it's nuts, but it's always fun. Definitely we'll go there, check it out. I'll give you guys footage. You'll see all that stuff when I head to Comic-Con. So that is it. I'm going to try and keep the show short and concise and not say too much and overrun, which is cool. But stay tuned. Next week, we'll be back Wednesday. Again, if you guys do not like the time, let me know. Leave it in the comments of this video. Let me know if you want the time to change to, say, the evening between, say, I'll give you a range, between 7 and 9 p.m. If that works for you, I will do that. Or if you want me to change the day, I'm thinking either Wednesday today or Friday. So one of the two we can do, and we can change the time. So anyway, guys, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and definitely please subscribe to the channel so we can make more videos for you. We love doing this stuff. I definitely appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me throughout the years and comments and all that fun stuff. But this is Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.